buddy Greg Cazzillo from KnowsPhoto.com, and I'm going over something very special, and that's getting a new camera. Now, every photographer is a gearhead. We all love to have that new equipment coming in. Just the way we are, man. We gotta have new gear. We gotta get to stay excited and pumped up. So, as you see, new video, new camera, new DE3S for me. Had to have one of those just for you guys. Get you a better video. So, what do we do before we buy a new camera? Number one, as we're researching models, you want to check your compatibility. If you're talking an FX lens or an FX camera with a DX lens, that's going to be an issue. If you're stepping up to a D700, D3S, D3, that's going to be an issue. You got to have all full frame lenses, so always check that out. Not sure how the Canon works on that, but in Nikon's that's definitely an issue. Number two, how does it feel in your hand? Does it work well? Does it feel good? To me, a Nikon camera is more of an extension of my hand, and I know exactly where everything is. I have it set up in my own way, and it just feels really, really good. That makes a big difference. If the camera doesn't feel right, doesn't fit, you probably won't shoot with it as much. So that's a big thing. Next thing, consider its lifespan. How long are you going to have it? And it also kind of goes into the upgrade plan. You know, when are you planning on upgrading it? How long are you going to have it? If you would consider, say, a D90 right now, but then maybe the next time you probably want to upgrade to a full frame camera. If that's the case, then you probably want to be buying full frame lenses. So, consider everything, consider your total equipment as you're buying, and kind of get yourself some kind of a game plan. Do you want to be a pro, or are you still just an amateur, just love to take photos? Or maybe it's a type of photo that you like to take. Maybe you want to do more sports. If your kids are starting to get older, getting to be teenagers, they play a lot of sports, you want to shoot some more photos of them. It's going to make a difference, so think about that as you're buying equipment. Next thing, once you have the camera, first thing is read the manual. Read the manual. You have to do that, okay? When you're reading that manual, keeping that thing, it's there, it's ready to go. Read it, go through it. Most of the functions from camera to camera really aren't going to change. For example, from a D3 to a D3S, there aren't really a ton of things that are going to be different in between those two models. The buttons, a lot of the things are still the same, so you probably don't have to do a lot of things. Read the freaking manual. Next thing, test it, play with it. If you're a wedding photographer, test the equipment first. Make sure that it works, make sure the pictures look good, make sure you set it up to RAW. Remember, I shoot RAW. Make sure you have it set to RAW. That was the first thing I did when I got my D3S, was change that back setting, and so it's shooting RAW. Make sure you're doing that. Last thing that's definitely important to me, especially when I just sold one of my D3 bodies, is saving the box and all the manuals and all the cords and everything. I went to sell it, and the person that bought it from me was so glad to have the box. Now, when you're sending that in, it could be for something as simple as resale. It could be for sending it back in, for getting it fixed or worked on, to Nikon or another company. Pack it in this box. That's what it's for. You pack it back in this box. It's going to be much more secure, much better, and long term, you're better off. So don't throw away the box for new lenses, for new cameras, for any of the big purchase items. Hold on to them. For little things, not as big of a deal. I keep the majority of mine. So does Jared. I'm sure he has a stack in his closet as I do. But you definitely want to keep them around. All right. Greg Cazzillo, KnowsPhoto.com. Mine's at 2.8. How big is yours?